Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I am here to have a little fun altering this how to play Yahtzee instruction booklet. Yeah, so I brought this home and showed it in my Thrifty Thursday. Was it last week? I'm not sure. Maybe the week before, but whenever it was, one of my subbies and friends asked me in the comments to alter this. So I thought, well, that is a good idea. So that's what I plan to do tonight. Just have a little fun. I just finished, 2 glue books and a coffee journal. So time to have some quick little fun here with this. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just, I want to add some pages to this. So I'm just taking out this, there's 2 staples here holding it together. So I'm just going to take these staples out with my staple remover. This is an older Yahtzee instruction booklet. I remember saying in my Thrifty Thursday video that I got this at an antique store here in my town, and they had 2 there, and I just got this one because it was the older one. It actually says 1956, so pretty cool, right? I love the colors here. And I just brought stuff. I have no plan. I just brought a bunch of stuff over here that could be used to improve and enhance and alter this little booklet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have my scrap box here. I have a bunch of ephemera goodies that I just had sitting in a pile here for use in whatever project I want to use it for. But the first thing I'm going to do is start by cutting down some papers. I want to add some pages because there's only about 4 papers. I'll show you just a second. Let me grab my paper cutter. Here's my paper cutter. And so I'll rearrange here a little bit. Before the video, I just kind of threw everything over here. So yeah, there's only the cover, and 1 other paper here. See, that's it. Is that it? That's really it? That's really it. So yeah, I thought we needed some more pages, and that it would allow me to add more pages to it. I don't want to cover certain things up, but certain things could be covered up here. There's a lot of text, and it's not that we really need the instructions. It's just that, that's good. The text is good for covering up. I don't mind covering up the text, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's first of all add some pages. I have, this is a big piece of, I don't think I want to use that in here. Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second. I'm going to get it. Yeah, I just wanted to grab a regular size piece of, I don't need to use that big. Those are for bigger journals, that bigger ledger. So, and that might be the last piece I have, but this is just regular size ledger pages. So let's start cutting these down first, and then I'll show you what other papers I've pulled out here. I don't want to dilly-dally because I know when I altered the last one, I thought, oh, this won't take very long, but it did take longer than 30 minutes. So I finished it off camera and then came back with a flip through. So we're just going to see how much we can get done here. Let's see. So I can make some fold outs here or some pockets. I just got to see which way I want to go. This graph paper that I have pulled out is pretty thick, but probably not as thick as the ledger. I've got coffee dyed paper and some coffee dyed paper that has patterned paper on the other side, and some music paper. So I don't want a lot of pockets, but I want a few. So let's go ahead and make some pockets maybe in this ledger paper. Just not sure. Let me see how big the pockets would be. Yeah, the pockets would be big enough. Okay, let's fold this up to where our pockets would be. Here, about right. Let me get it square here. And then so about right there. Yeah, this is kind of fun, isn't it? I did that last one just kind of on a whim, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it, and so I thought, when someone asked me to do it again, I was like, well, yes, ma'am, I will do that again. That was fun. So let's see. Now I need to go ahead and cut. I'm doing 2 pieces at a time here. Maybe that'll save a little time. I'm going to go ahead and fold these fold this in the middle, see where the middle is, and then cut the ends off because I have my pockets in here. So I hope everyone had a nice day, or is having a nice week, and will have a nice day today because this is being published on Wednesday morning. So midweek, we're halfway through, and it's September. I can't believe it. The summer. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it's September 1st, the summer's gone. But even though it's still warm, right? In the south. I'm in the southeast, so it's still warm here. I don't know. I know other places may be getting cool already, but not here. Thank goodness. Not that it couldn't. Not that it couldn't be cool here. I remember the first year I moved here in 2000, and Labor Day, it was getting cold on Labor Day, and I was like, oh no, my first winter here, and this is how it is. It gets cold on Labor Day already because I'm from Florida, you know, not used to that. And it wasn't a cold winter, but that year I think I had seen snow before. I had seen a lot of snow before, but not very much. So that winter, you know, my family was anxious to see snow that first winter here. And it snowed the only winter, I think, since we've been here, since 2000, 21 years, right? Or 20 years. This is the 21st year. And so all that time, I mean, that was the only winter since we've lived here that it snowed before Thanksgiving, and it snowed the weekend before Thanksgiving. And it was like everybody was surprised because that's not typical for here. I mean, really, all the North Carolinians were surprised. But we were so happy, and we were in church when it happened. We were sitting in church and somebody came in late. Oh, it was the pastor's mother, and it was a small church, so it was, you know, she spoke out when she came in, and you know, it was a small church, so nobody, you know, was like, oh my goodness, what is she doing talking out in church, you know? And so anyway, she comes in and she says, it's snowing outside. And so there was it's just by coincidence, we didn't know them. There was another family from Florida too that had just moved to North Carolina and were going to that same church. And so they had 2 kids too, and we had our 2 kids. And my husband didn't run out, but me and my 2 kids, I think the other family, I don't know if they ran out too, but me and my 2 boys ran outside. Like we got up from we were not close to the back either. We were kind of closer to the front than the back, but we got up and we went outside because we were like, we're going to see that snow. That's the first snow since we moved to North Carolina, and you know, we weren't used to seeing snow, so it was like so exciting. And it was just flurries, you know, but we were like, oh my goodness, it's snowing. That was a fun day. But that was I felt like it was like, oh, God made it snow just for us. Isn't that funny? I think he really did, though. Like, these Floridians need some snow. Okay, I should have measured. I'm talking a little bit too much here. And see, it's sticking out, so I'll be more careful. I'm sorry. I just got excited about that story. That was a fun story. So, yeah, that was a fun day. Snowed for us Floridians. The first winter we were here earlier than usual. But, yeah, let's get this done here. Let's get this done. Have some fun altering this book. Okay, did it cut for me? 4 pages, 4 layers. I think it did. I'm gonna have to re-glue my pockets now. That's what I need to pay more attention here, so don't waste our time. It's still sticking out a little bit. I guess I need to cut it in a little bit more. These will be my templates once I get this right, and then I'll be able to measure from here, from these, the rest of the pages, right? So, yeah, so if you have some little booklets, this is a fun thing to do with them. Let's see, I'm trying to glue my pages together now. Okay. So let's see, are they fitting in now? Yeah, see, there we go. That's good. I don't want them to stick out. We're going to have 2. Okay, so let's start getting them in order. So we've got our 1 Yahtzee page here. We've got I'm not going to glue it again yet until I get all the pages in there and make sure I don't have to cut it again, you know what I mean? And so, yeah. All right, there we go. We've got that, 2 ledger pages. Now let's do and those have pockets. So this is I just pulled out one. This is a very pretty old graph paper. It's thicker, and as you can see, it's starting to brown around the edges, but I really like it. I only have 1 pad of it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a fold out. So I'm going to cut it the length of the book, you know, this way. I'm going to cut about right there and cut this top part off. I looked through my scrap box for papers I could use for pages before the video, and there wasn't really anything in there I wanted to use for a page. I wanted to be able to have, this is going to go in my scrap box. I wanted to be able to have some pages that could be written on or, you know, decorated, things like that. So let's go ahead and just fold this in here. And we can move these around still. I'm just kind of gonna try to get everything in here, the pages. And so there we go. All right, so there's another page. And my plan is to, I think I'm going to have too many to sew, but I'm going to see if I can either sew it with my sewing machine or I might stitch these in. So here's the coffee dyed paper. I wanted to definitely have some coffee dyed paper. I don't know about, you know, I think most people love coffee dyed paper, and I do too. My coffee dyed paper, I'm going to say I kind of lightly coffee dye it, but I think it's really pretty. And it's kind of, maybe it might even be more like tea dye paper because it's kind of light, not real dark, but I like it that way, and it still has some shading and things in it. So I think I really like it. I think it's really pretty. I like the crinkle and the, you know, and it's flat. I didn't iron this or anything. I just I have tried a couple different surfaces in my house, and I noticed one surface I was using a cheap tablecloth from Dollar Tree, one of those plastic ones, you know, to put on my surface, you know, to protect my surface, and then coffee dye on top of that. And that was because it's so, you know, thin, it was wrinkling underneath my coffee dye, and I even though I tried not to let it wrinkle, it was still wrinkling. And so then my coffee dyed paper came out a little wrinkled. I think I want these the exact size of the book, because I don't want to have too many fold outs as far as, you know, making this too bulky. And I think it'll be pretty just with the pages exactly the right size. So then I went back to my original type of tablecloth, which is the like felt backed tablecloth. That stays nice and straight. It's thicker, you know, of course, so it protects the surface nicely. And my paper, my coffee dyed paper, doesn't, you know, it stays flat like this. I didn't, I do take it out though. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes I just leave it like this, but if I think I want to make it a little flatter, not necessarily because it's wrinkled, I just want to flatten it and make sure it's as flat as possible. I take it out and I put it inside or underneath one of my big heavy atlas, vintage atlases. So that takes care of, you know, and kind of substitutes or replaces any type of ironing I might be tempted to do. I think I've only ironed coffee dyed paper once, and that's because there were some wrinkles from that cheap tablecloth that I wanted to get out. And so that time I did do a little ironing and it came out fine, but I don't really, you know, want to do that all the time. Have to iron my coffee dyed paper, and I let it dry, air dry. I don't put it in the oven because I'm a very impatient cook, and I can see myself getting, like, I've burned water, you know what I mean? Like I've just gotten distracted with my crafting or whatever, and I was going to boil something, and I put the water on the oven to get hot, and I'm then I'm in here crafting, and I forget all about it, and before I know it, my pot is dry, my water boiled away. So yeah, so I'm not gonna, just for my own safety and my house's safety, I'm not gonna. Oh, look at the, okay, this is the computer paper. This is the paper, some of the paper I use, these two pieces right here, and this one in my coffee journal. So I had some of these left, and I want to put some of that in here because I think it's so pretty. So let me see how the best way to use this. Maybe, I wonder if I can do it this way. Would that be better use of the paper? I think it might be. Yeah, I think I'm going to fold it this way. And then this one too. Let's go ahead and fold these and see if we can get some stuff done here. And then this one, let's see, we've got one fold out, two pockets, and I am picturing some tuck spots, so I don't really want to make any more pockets, you know what I mean? But I could make, I guess I could make one more set of pockets. So I think I'm going to do it with this. Let's go ahead and see where we want to fold. About like that, a little bit shorter. About like that. I think that's good. This will be some pretty pockets. This is pretty paper. It's looks like it's echo dyed. That's how I described it when I was using it in my coffee journal. Okay. So now I'm going to cut this off about right here. Let's see. About right there. These are little pages, small pages. Let's see, I didn't get quite all the way through there. Okay. All right, so that'll be pretty in the middle. Let's see, how do I want to do this? This could be, it could be pretty pockets like that, or I could turn it around like this. I think I'm going to put the pockets in the middle. Maybe use this as a center page. So let's cut our pockets. Like I said, I'm going to glue all the pockets on the sides at the end so that I can make sure they are where I want them and they're the right size, and I don't need to cut them off. So I don't just end up cutting off my glue there like I already did once. Okay, so these two, let's see how these are. They're a little bit too wide. I don't want any more pockets though, or side or fold outs. I'm going to go ahead and cut these off about 1/4 of an inch, I guess. A good 1/4 of an inch, almost 1/2 an inch, but not quite. Okay, they don't have to be perfect or anything. We're not going for perfection. We're just having some fun. Making this little Yahtzee book into a fun little writing journal. Okay, now the length. Let's see, this is, doesn't matter which end we cut off, so about right here. Let's see, about right there. And hopefully we'll have time to do a little decorating here. But I do need to, let's see. Yeah, the butterflies will be at the bottom if I do this, so that'll be cute. And I could even use these shorter pieces for some pages too, if I want to, have some different size pages in there. So we have that option for these two. Okay, so yeah, those should fit nicely. I want to see this for a second. That's really pretty with the butterflies. I just want to see if I like this for a middle page instead of the pockets. I think I might. Yeah, I think I like that in the middle. And then This one we'll put, we need some out here. Maybe we'll make this the beginning page. This has, just as the, like the echo dyed page. Okay, and then we have our music. See, it's getting a little chunky already. Let's see, let's cut off this little part where the spiral was for this music. Let's see what we have left to work with here. And then, so if we fold it like this, see, this is our writ dyed and coffee dyed on here. That's where you see that pink. You see pink and coffee on this piece of paper. And then, so I need about, again, a little over 1/4 of an inch cut off here. All right. Let's see if that's okay. Yes. Yes, I think it should be. Okay, now let's measure our, I'm going to go ahead and just use this bottom piece first. So I need to, I don't want to waste any, so I'm not going to try to cut off the border or anything. Plus it's pretty from being coffee dyed and everything, so I don't need to worry that I have like white space down here. So that should be good. And then we have this piece also. I just want to make sure it's not too wide either. No, those, okay, those are the short pieces. Let's get this music in here. And so we've got the, you can still rearrange too. Let me put some music right here. And, okay, so we've got, this is the printer paper that's coffee dyed on the back. Ledger Yahtzee page, our one and only Yahtzee page. Ledger. Let's see, so we have ledger already. Do we have ledger? Okay, we have ledger right there, so I don't want it, there's two ledgers that close to each other. I'm going to move that out for a second. So then we have the Yahtzee, coffee dyed paper, music, graph. Let's put this ledger maybe here. And then coffee dyed paper, the echo dyed paper, and the butterfly paper. So let's see how everything's fitting in. Nice. Looks good. Okay, so we had the option of putting these short papers in there, which I think I'd like to do. You know, I like to use my scraps in what I'm working on, so this should fit. Okay, so we have this. See, so that's echo, that's echo. Let's see if our music will go here. Let's see, where's our next music? So we don't have the musics right next to each other. Okay, music. Ledger, Yahtzee. Okay, let's put, this is the butterfly paper. And let's see which way we want it. Yeah, that'll be, let's do it like this. Butterfly. Okay, so we have a short one here. Regular, 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 short. Regular, 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 short. How about that? That'll work, right? Okay. All right, I think we have enough pages in there. So now, let me look at this for a second. Let me see if my sewing machine will go through here. Because I'm going to put some fabric over the spine no matter what I do, but you know, if you can sew through here, that will be very sturdy. And let me see, let me count, because I know how many pages my sewing machine will go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, oh, and 14. Yeah, it might give me a hard time going through that many pieces of paper, but it might not. I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to be right back, and I'll let you know how I do. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, that was so much fun. It went right through. No problem. That was awesome. Look, here it is. I did a straight stitch right down the middle there. And I left my strings here and here, so I like them. This will end up in my shop, and if somebody wanted to cut those off, they could, but this is really long. I'm tempted to leave it that long, so, but like I said, I'm going to put some fabric here. I guess we could go ahead and do that and finish the outside, because I think I'm going to leave the rest of the outside alone, but I picked out this orange fabric, which one of my subbies so kindly told me the name of it, and I can't think of it right now, but if she's watching, she can put it in there and let everybody know what it's called. Let's see. I'm going to just do this and glue this down, and so the strings will still be sticking out there. And I'm not putting, well, I'm not going to say I'm not putting any on the outside yet, because I don't know what I'm doing on the inside. You know what I mean? I don't have a plan here. I'm just having some fun, like I said. I'm going to cut right here. I'm going to see if I can tear, because the fraying looks, I like the fraying here, and so I want that same effect down here if I can get it. Yeah, good, that tore nicely. Okay, so I'm going to just glue this right here. I don't want to cover up too much of the graphics, so I want to keep the word Yahtzee there. Let me see. I might tear a little bit more here off of this. It looks like I tore this, but it's such a straight tear, it almost looks like I cut it. I kind of would like to make this just a tiny bit thinner, just not to, so I don't cover up so much of the graphics here in the back, because I think they're really cool. So I think I'm going to just cut or tear a little piece off of this side, because this side is less frayed and I would like it more frayed, which we can make it do that. Okay, so I just took that little piece off there. So let's pull our strings off. And then I think this will be ready to glue down. I'm going to use fabric tack because it's fabric. You could use, I mean, I have used art glitter glue too to glue fabric down, so we could try that, but I don't think I'm going to try it. I'm just going to use fabric tack. So that'll look pretty. Yeah, see, now we're not covering up this Yahtzee or this Yahtzee, so that is awesome. And I've got about 2 or 3 minutes left here, so we're just going to glue this down. I'm going to have to do some more in another video. This always takes longer than I think it will, right? So let's get this glued down. Let me move this over for a second so I'm done cutting for the moment. Okay, I want this nice and glued down. I just want to put this fabric on here. Well, it's for decoration and also for strengthening this old, 56 spine. It's just paper, so, if I want this to last, it needs to be strengthened, right? You don't want this to tear over time and come apart or anything as the paper ages, so why not give it a little strength here. So about right in the middle, not covering up any of our Yahtzee. I'm going to need more glue under there. I'm just getting the middle down right now. Okay, I smeared it out so I wouldn't have any like glue ridges or lines or streams showing under my fabric here. I can see through this fabric a little bit, so it might not even show through, but I just want to be careful that it doesn't. Okay, so, and the fabric doesn't even have to be like totally glued down, you know what I mean? Like on the edge right here, I'm just meaning on the edge, like if it was a little loose, it wouldn't even really matter. It would just add to the kind of rustic look of the frayed part here, because I'm not going to put any trim or anything here on this. I don't think it needs it. I just like it the way it is. My dog is walking around, my son's dog, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take his dog where he moved, so she might be our dog. But, so I keep saying my dog, but it's my son's dog. Anyway, she's walking around. I don't know, she's pacing. She has food, and I just gave her a treat before the video, and she's got water, and maybe she needs to go out again, but there we go. That is pretty. I'm going to go ahead and bend it so you can see. So we did the pages, we did that little fabric spine, we sewed in everything, and so it's developing here into a nice little writing journal. So I'll be back with decorating. We definitely have to do some of that on video, because that is the really fun part, right? So I'll see you next time, and just stay tuned if you haven't subscribed, and hit that bell. Hit the bell so you can be notified. You'll get a notification, and it's free. If you're new to YouTube, it's free to subscribe, and everything on my channel. So thanks for watching. See you next time, and we'll work on this some more. Happy crafting.